What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, episode 55 of the walkthrough. So, in between episodes, after picking up the Rivers of Blood, we have respec multiple times during this walkthrough. So, we have showed off Dex Arcane, we have showed off Intelligence, Dexterity, we have showed off Faith, Strength, and very briefly, Dex Faith. So, after doing all the playstyles, Dex Arcane is the only one I've never, ever done before. So I'm gonna stick with it for a while. Now that we fully put together our faith strength, and before the DLC, I might just decide to go with, maybe quality and a little bit of faith or something like that. But just so I could play with something I never played with before, now that we've went over all the different builds, I'm gonna play around with Dex Arcane with faith, though, obviously, because I like my incantations. So I'm getting to try some incantations that we played around with for a bit. Blood Flame Talons, I still got Flame Cleanse Me. So because I went up to 15 faith, I'm able to use Flame Cleanse Me, Flame Grant Me Strength, Flame Sling, Swarm of Flies, and Blood Flame Talons. Now, we'll get another one called Blood Boon, I think, after we beat Moog. So we'll see how that goes. And I never played with Rivers of Blood before, so I'm going to switch up between, like, the Katana and Seal. So, I have like quick attacks coming out with a seal instead of double katana, since we've already done that playstyle too. And then, I have the great sword and the shield. Now, keep in mind, my damage is going to be lower than everyone else's. 483 on the katana, 514. But these are both at, +7, +8. I'm going to have to wait until I get other stones to, bring them on up. But yeah, so, I can kind of have fun, play with the one build I've never played with before, because that's, I don't know. I never did the whole blood loss thing before. But I know a lot of people do this in the first playthrough because, I guess blood loss is much easier. But, for me, I beat the game every other way. So I just want to try something new, keep it fresh. Maybe when you guys see, if you're a newer player, see what I put together here, you guys might like it too and find it useful. Now, as far as my talismans go, we're going to switch things up a bit again. So, because I respect into something different. So, weight, we do need one for weight, unfortunately. I bet you if I changed my helmets around, I wouldn't. Would I? Still would. If I just said, hey, this armor's cool enough for me, I wouldn't need that. Okay, good. So let's put, as always, we'll put our survivability up front. Since I don't need one for weight loss, this does give me a little bit of weight, health, and endurance. That's not going to be bad. We're going to use Taker's Cameo to get health on heal, so it's decent survivability there. This could also be swapped out for one of the Dragon Crest Shield Talismans, you know what I mean? Or what do they call it at this point? The yeah, Dragon Crest Shield Talisman +1 to take less damage if need be. And then we're going to put on some for damage. So blood loss in vicinity raises attack power. I think that would be good. While we're using the katana, we can get attack power out of this, or healing, but we already got one for healing. So I guess we could use, both have blood loss, so both will get that, and then successive attacks we could do. Or we could raise our dex, raise our strength, raise our faith, anything like that. But I guess, keeping a buff for each weapon ain't gonna be the worst idea. Now we're moving forward. We've already went over and we knocked out the hero's grave and all that stuff. As far as builds go, Faith Strength was complete last episode with our final incantations. So that's kind of why I moved on to what I kind of want to do, right? But at this point, everybody's good if you made it this far. Whatever build you're using is obviously working. Yeah, so we're just going to clear the rest of the open world stuff in here, and then we're going to lead on into the boss fight. Now, this is, we'll talk about the boss when we get there, but this is more of a, I guess it's kind of a gimmick fight in a way. I mean, it's a straight up fight. There's no gimmick like Renala, but at the same time, he's a giant. I don't know, maybe it's more of a technique kind of fight. What choices you make are going to matter when you're fighting this guy, you know what I mean? Alright. So we should have cleared everything off over here to the right side when we did the hero's grave. And we're just kind of going after all these enemies. If you did tune in last episode and see what we did with Dex Intelligence, I hope that may have helped people that wanted to try that playstyle. Using Death Ritual Spear, and Helping Steeple. I thought that build was really good. Now I did show off Darkmoon Greatsword, and that was simply for the fact that weapon's are extremely popular. And, know, it's like one of the most popular weapons in the game that people talk about a lot. Oh shit. Don't really think there's a need. I'm more doing weapons that, you know, hear people don't talk about much. Now the ones I'm using now, more gods, isn't as talked about as Rivers of Blood. But the only reason I'm using Rivers of Blood is because I've never done it. You know, it's new. Keep this playthrough fresh for me. Yeah, now that we've covered all the builds and everyone's got all these different options to go with, you should all be having a good time. And don't be afraid to switch it up. You know, we've respected like 10 times to show off every build and how to properly put them together. I did promise at the beginning, I said, it doesn't matter what build you use, I'm going to show you how to properly put them all together. That's pretty much why we respect so many times, for those wondering. Typically, I'll stick with the same build the whole playthrough, and if I respect, that's like to pull some damage out and put more in endurance, or to pull damage out and get my base stats done, like, you know, endurance, health, and mind. But I don't actually ever respec because, I don't know, I used to feel like it ruined the experience, you know, go through a whole playthrough with one thing, you know, that's the way you should do it. But like I said, this being the walkthrough, it's a little different, and I wanted to show everybody all the possibilities. Now, you don't have to kill all these guys, y'all. You don't. But I would like to, you know, make sure we're not missing any loot here. Oh shit, not that one. This one. Yeah, I hate these birds, so try to clear them out as best as we can. Keep in mind if you're using like big strength, Taker's Flame is going to be just as good here. I mean, it's going to actually do more damage, but your eye frame. But there should be weapons for every class that has good AoEs, and that's what I would suggest here, guys. Stay on your AoEs and have a crowd of guys around, you know. You guys know I've always, since the beginning of this, I've say don't just spam actions before actually learn the movesets, right? So that's how we typically try to play. But when you got shit like that, every one of those birds are extremely dangerous, guys. You know, every bird's extremely dangerous. And trolls do more damage, have more health. You got a crowd of them, spam the fuck out that shit. Don't feel twice, you know, don't think twice about it. So now we're back at Church of Repose, and we can go around the back side here first. Everything else, as you see, is like kind of all in this open, you know, open section, and that's really where we're trying to go. But I'm just going through all this and making sure we have it all. There should be a spirit spring behind here. Yep, so we're gonna have our jumper, as you guys know I like to call them. If you have an arrow, they'll reach it better, as you know, incantation or spell is really gonna struggle to reach this. You know what I mean? Obviously, something you reach the stats for is going to be better if it does damage. But usually what happens here is he's going to fall and die. Now we're going to have drag, so keep that in mind. I guess not much with this damn weapon. It's number 8. So I could go ahead and bring up Rivers of Blood a little bit more if I wanted to. Since I never played that, let me check this out for a bit and see what all the fuss is about. So that should be, okay, going back behind the church. So yeah, we're going to go over behind this mound. Now I do remember clearing this out on notes, and there's like a spirit spring that jumped us up or jumped us down somewhere right behind the Church of Repose. And I think there's, or no, it throws us on top of this rock for an Ash of War, one of the roar, like those roar abilities for the, like the Troll's Roar or something like that. They usually just give you buffs, is how they usually end up working. Yeah, Ash of War, Troll's Roar. And that one might, since it's the Troll's Roar instead of a buff, that might actually be pushing back enemies. Now, see down there, we got the bird, Church of Repose. We jumped in the skull beneath us to get the Ancient Dragon, Smithing Stones. We got all that stuff. Ooh, that ball might actually kill us. Alright, we lucked up. And just so these assholes aren't flying down on us. Okay, we're good. Katana doesn't get off blood bombs that fast. Although I don't have higher arcane with this build. yeah, so, I mean, it's okay so far. Hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta actually move some money over to my car real quick. Just some old lady could go to the store real quick, get some drinks. 2 seconds, guys. I apologize. Like I always tell you guys, I try to make these episodes the best time, but with work and family and everything else, you know, you do the best you can. All right. Okay, we're good to go. Alright, thank you guys for your patience. Yeah, so this weapon does seem okay, but this isn't like a high arcane build. I'm like, you know, I'm trying to get my decks to a good level. Probably at least bring arcane to the 40, but we're only at blood loss of 61. You know, there's standard weapons that don't get more blood loss to arcane, such as Bloodhound Spank, right? And it's sitting at, well, where the hell is it sitting in the inventory? Right here, so it gets 55, right? We're only at, what I say, 61. 6 more points in our blood loss buildup. So I guess if I went up real high with arcane, it would shoot way up. But it's not really like I'm proccing the blood loss that often with it. But I mean, it seems okay so far. I guess if you're going around spamming the acid war, you know, like you do. Even that, I'd hit it 2 full times to proc blood loss. I like the fire and the bleed though. That is a cool combination. Now you guys are seeing why I don't want to fuck around with these guys. They're just getting hit with acid before. Because they're usually, you know, pretty shitty to deal with. But up here, where they got just bad health, man, or bad damage, I mean, look at that shit. Did go up behind the Church of Repose where we got the S4, we got the Scarab with the Somber 8. Now those are going to be the bigger things here besides obviously the Angel Dragon, Smith and Stone we've already picked up. The Sacred Tears, which we did beat, that was our last one. Like I said, as far as the DLC prep portion of this walkthrough, we're looking good, y'all, you know? Because of the fact we already got our class with our golden piece all the way maxed out and with our Sacred Tears. I'll tell you what, I really like this incantation for dealing with those annoying ass hands. That's for damn sure. I mean, the fire makes them roll around, and then they're, you know, it's slowly taking on their health. I hit it one time, they're no more problem. Alright, so we've already cleared up those guys. We're not worried about it. We're going to keep on going back around. And there's not really much to do this episode. Obviously, we have time. But the fire giant itself is going to take, you know, it's going to take a few tries, most likely. Okay, I think this just brings you back around to where you drop down. You guys remember the Spirit Spring? Yep. So let's go ahead and check this skull's mouth real quick. I only remember one skull having something though, to be completely honest, and that's just the same one. All right. I'm fucking with it. God, they just love killing your ass. Jesus, guys. I'm sorry, dedicated. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just gonna run straight to the side of Grace. Like I told you guys, it's gonna be a big headache just trying to go through here and, you know, clear the area like we typically do, because we've always, going through this walkthrough as a whole, guys, you know, we always clear our areas, right? But this area, on notes, and when I did the walkthrough before, you know, like I mentioned, if you're just tuning along, my save files got corrupted. I know I'm always saying the same stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I just know people aren't following along. But yeah, so I've had to redo the whole walkthrough because save files got messed up right at the end, right? And even then, that walkthrough, we just pretty much ran through here because you're just gonna die 1,000 times and you're gonna waste a whole episode on it. And I'd rather be just getting to the curated notes, the more important stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it's just a headache, man. Just make sure you got your Scarab. It is worth taking him out, I will say, if they can. And it's worth trying to farm up the missing 7s if you wish, because a lot of the hands drop them. Now this big hand don't give a shit about that fire, guys. It's not going to do a damn thing to him. He's not going to stop, drop, and roll from it. That's going to get her shield out for this asshole. Damn, I tried to time it, didn't work. Jesus, buddy. But yeah, he does drop something good, though. I'm pretty sure he drops another stopper 8. If he doesn't kill you first. You see he's going to take most of your heals, but not to worry, there's a side of grace right behind us. He's this big and I can't get to him. Now, okay, so maybe it wasn't guaranteed. Maybe it's a chance drop. Okay, well, I know I got a somber 8 down here last time when I took him out. So it could have been a chance drop, you know. And like I said, side of grace is right behind us. Now, right across these chains is the boss fight, and we're about to get there. We are. But there's stuff tucked on back here. I mean, when I say stuff, I mean like 2 little things. Let's go and rest. So yeah, there's, we want to check up top real quick. And then we're going to go over there. Now when we go over there, there's going to be all these big ass trolls throwing these huge magic pots at you. It's quite a pain in the ass to deal with. So we're probably going to stick on Torrent just to take him out. I do want to say you get like the cracked pot or something like that. But as I'm also, okay, so that just brings us back around to the church of Repose and the Spirit Spring. Okay, so we've already got all that shit. But yeah, I also want to mention that I'm actively taking notes on the DLC as this, only got a couple episodes left. And there's also a troll over there that when you kill him, he gives you one of those hefty crack pots. So I might be getting my notes mixed up. So, it's not guaranteed this guy's dropping a crack pot. I just remember taking notes on killing a troll and getting a pot. Alright, so way back over here is going to be a golden seed, and these golden seeds have been worthless to us since the capital, obviously, because we went around and did all the content and got all of our stuff, So if you haven't followed along and you haven't got all your content, you might be missing some, but, I don't know how someone could go through a playthrough without getting maxed out on Flash. I don't even know if it's possible, because there's so many extras. We're still going to be finding them in Fermatula. Alright, but you're pissing me off. Good. Oh, you just grab me. Shield. That's lovely. Good. You just wouldn't leave me alone. You just refused to fucking leave me alone. Wait, did you drop a stone? Yeah. So every hand here, whether it's little or whether it's big, will drop Somber 7. So if you want to save runes, when you're going through the DLC, because they do get expensive, if you want to get like a healthy collection of them up, there's spots like Carry Manor. You go to Carry Manor and farm the 2. You can go here and farm 7. You can go to Volcano Manor and farm 4. Not like there's guaranteed enemies for every stone, but there's quite a few, The problem with the magic pot, as you guys see, is it's just going to keep doing damage while it's sitting right there. The Hatred, which is also just a chance drop. And these aren't the only trolls. The other one's like over there somewhere. There's somewhere. Like, away from me. Yeah, see? So he's all the way over there. And he's throwing that shit. I can't remember. Going over there if there's an actual item. They'll probably take out this guy for us. Or does he not do damage to him? Oh, he's got some reach. Alright, so we're gonna hit him down. So this top little area should be clear. Now, I'm not clearing the whole region over here, but just so we can kind of look around and not be fucked with, I felt like it may be worth it. I can't tell if, because I don't expect a katana to have a bunch of stagger, but these guys might just have more stagger in general, you know what I mean? I do like how quick that comes out. That's easily become one of my more favorite incantations now. I might have to see what the stat requirements are next time I just do like a strength base build. Just put a couple points in arcane to have that. That's pretty dope. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're just good for the boss at this point, guys. You know, just last minute run through, but I can't, I mean, because we got scarabs, the support, the weapons, the evasions, the hero's grave, you know what I mean, the somber 8. The only other thing I want to do is get up here and see if, you know, we get anything from him. Something I didn't do in my notes. Because I never remembered, you know, anything coming of it. Let's try to climb this shit and see what happens. That S4 actually has 3 parts. Okay, spammy. And he drops nothing. So we're just going to navigate these rocks and skulls real quick, guys, and get on over to the boss. Okay, we've only been in 22 minutes, so even with a few attempts, we should have enough time to take him out, get the first side of grace at the Fair Missoula, and go over boss remembrances. So that's just looking over the whole mountaintops of the giants. I will say one thing for this game. God, does it have some views. I mean, look at that. It's just truly incredible. The scale of this game. If you ever played any of the other games, the scale is nothing like this. Like, you know, this is huge. This isn't just a huge game from software. This is just a huge game. Not even just the content, but like the world, you know? So detailed and connected so well compared to other open world games with just repetitive missions. Drive here, you know? It's probably why it's done so well. Alright, let's jump over to the foot of the gorge and get ready. Forgive me, guys, my fat ass just got my mic cord caught my leg and unplugged it, so I had to fix that. So for this fight, he's the fire giant, but fire damage still did decent on him. You know what I mean? What we really wanted to do is we want to break his stagger for sure. So we're gonna leave on stone barb. Now this still can go with both weapons I'm using. One gets fire damage and the other one's Ashen 4 gets fire damage. That being said, we can put on stuff to protect us more, and this last ditch effort escape, you know, restores HP when near death. So, you know, last minute save there, but I'm thinking we're not getting magic damage from either. We are getting fire damage. If there's anything else to boost damage, it would be charged attacks. Stamina. More damage for stamina, guys. This is a very stamina-driven fight. Let's do stamina recovery speed and change that out. We'll get rid of this guy, and we'll put on where's the fire scorpion charm. We'll take more damage, but he does so much fucking damage anyways, so you can't really tell the difference. So that's our flask. Any buffs you have, you're gonna want to use, and you are able to summon Alexander here. Now this boss has the biggest health pool of probably any boss in the game. I don't know if that's true, but he's got to. It's insane, right? It is insane. But I was going to tell you, don't summon Alexander for the simple fact that Alexander is going to make his health grow more, right? And that's bad. However, he's also a distraction. So I'm going to try to use this, get more mana here, and see if we could use Teach because of that. And we also have a great room we could pop. And we're going to switch out Mimic for Tish, because you got to remember, Tish does Destined Death, which is going to, and we're going to summon Alexander for the distraction. But Tish is going to do, take a piece of his health that, you know, he can't get back, which he's not going to try to heal. But you got to remember, he's got a big health bar, right? And it's going to keep dying down that health bar, so she could really just run through him. Now what you want to do is his leg is going to have a brace on it. You see it? Dodge through that. Or you can get off the corner at the right time and get eye frames. But, so this leg, his left leg is going to be on your right side, but his left leg is the leg you want. Now if you do enough damage to it, it's in a good spot to summon now. If you do enough damage to his leg, that's how you get to his, you know, his first phase damaging his leg. And it's also going to stagger him. But it's really the only thing you damage. To be honest. I'll try to get that damage off on him. There you go, he's staggered. You got enough stamina. Your big shot. Hit your big shot. Alright. Now it's probably a good time to get hit with this shield. Good time to use your flask as we're almost in phase 1. I should have put 4 mana flask on so we can just really damage him, but weapons get blood loss. If your weapon's struggling, you want a good tactic, roll through that Bloodhound's Fang with either Bloodblade Blade or just in general, any weapon with blood loss is gonna be nice. Even on my pure faith build, that's what, you know, our tactic is for this fight. This fight, Melania and both always have the tactic of blood loss. When he does this, just run like hell. If Alexander's in this fight, you cannot use Torrent. If you don't summon Alexander, you can. So that's the spell we're going to get from him. But fortunately for us, it doesn't hit like that. Just run away, all the shit's going to fly at you, then explode. Delayed explosions. Now, forget his leg. You can only really damage him with his hands, or whatever's on fire. That being said, he likes to roll over. So instead, not going to do much damage at all. You're not. But what I would suggest is stay behind him. You're hardly going to do damage. Just little by little, you're going to slow down his health. That way, when he rolls like he just did, he's not going to one-shot you. That's what's going to kill you most of the time. Fucker. That's where his damage is. But like I said, he's gonna kill you. That will kill you a lot of times too. He's really good. We got him staggered. Oh, I missed my opportunity, damn it. It's okay, he's dead. Holy shit, I have never killed him first try, guys. Oh, he's not dead. We'll fix that. There you go. Yeah. So, you know, his weak spot is his hands. But if you hit his hands, he rolls over you, or he squishes you with his hands, or the flames are coming off all over the damn place, you know, you're not going to really stand a chance, guys, and you're going to get killed. You could fight this fight perfectly, and you are still going to get killed with 1 or 2 hits. It doesn't take much, whether it's the fire coming up from under, whether it's his hands smashing you, or it's fat ass just rolling over you. So that's what I said, just get behind his, you know, his legs. You're hardly moving his health. You guys seen it. It was barely moving. But it's a game of patience. You know what I mean? Now, any weapon will work. I beat him with Darkmoon Greatsword. I beat him with Blasphemous Blade. I beat him with Bloodhound's Fang. Now I just beat him with Morgoth's Cursed Sword. All those weapons are extremely different from each other. You know what I mean? So it's not like one thing's easier than the other. They're just different. Even though he's the fire giant, Blasphemous Blade did good. I would try to hit Taker's Flames on his hands, but you got to be really good with your roll time on that, what I will say. Now, obviously from there, He's going to ride up the chains. And then when you follow the chalice to the left side, this is going to come up to a side of grace, because I couldn't figure out how to progress, you know, and I tried to go down in the chalice, try to run around the bottom, fall in. But it turns out it's all hidden here under a option in your side of grace. Now, very important, before we do anything else, when you kill the fire giant, it locks you in the end game. You can still do all the optional stuff, but it's going to automatically transport you to Fair Missoula. Now all you gotta do is go to Fair Missoula, rest, and then you go where the hell you want. You know what I mean? But let me get out of this so we can talk about this for a second. So, after you beat him, like I said, it automatically locks you up everywhere else until you get your first side of grace in Fair Missoula. So we can just go up, rest at our first side of grace, then we can go wherever the hell we want. You know what I mean? So moving forward, what we're going to do is we're going to do Fair Missoula, and we're even going to kill Malekith, because typically you probably want to get up to Malekith and then, you know, probably do all your other stuff, because once you kill Malekith, it does the same thing. It throws you into the capital, and you cannot fast travel until you rest. So all we're going to do is we're going to kill Malekith. It's going to put us in the Ashen capital. We're going to go and rest, and then we can go wherever the hell we want. So we're going to do this like we're proceeding straight for the end of the game. But after Malekith, we're just going to rest in the Ashen capital, so we can do Consecrated Snowfields, we could do the Halid Tree, and just come back, and all we'll have to do is knock out our end bosses, and that's it. So what we're about to do now is burn the Erd Tree. When that happens, the capital gets covered in ash, and you're locked out. All your sites of grace are no good. So, you know, I felt like it was worth a mention, you know what I mean? But listen to the sounds of flame. Now, if you didn't do the Frenzied Flame ending, what's going to happen is Melina is going to sacrifice herself instead. But because we have the Frenzied Flame ending, we actually have the raw power to do this ourselves. We're gonna let this one play out. I mean, hell, we have the time on the episode, only 32 minutes in, so. He's a very, very, very badass, and kind of fall in, and we'll skip the rest. So the Erd Tree's on fire, and you just wake up in Fair Missoula. Now, what I really like about this design, the game design here, is no matter where you are in the world, you can even see it here somewhat. The Erd Tree's burning. When you go to, or is it not start burning to after here? No, it should be on fire. So no matter where you travel in the world, Wigton Peninsula, Liurnia, Caelid, no matter where you are, the capital, you can actually see the Erd Tree on fire, and there's like flames falling down, you know, like ash. It's still kind of like on fire, just falling down everywhere. So now that we get here, you see, we're locked out of everywhere. You know, we cannot fast travel anywhere. We're locked in, and that's only until you get your first side of grace. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It'll be fine. It's gonna drop down. Alright, so now it's time to fight the Fair Missoula beasts. These guys, you know, we ran into them in the Fort Belfries, and they're very, very formidable. We fought them in one cave at the beginning of the game, and we also fought them in the cave in Caelid. You know, they had a lot of health, they did a lot of damage. But when you come here and you're actually leveled for it, wow, okay, this does a lot less damage than my Blasphemous Blade. If you have a shield though, you usually just gotta bounce off. Yep. Actually, can shield me here? I've never died here before. So with the recommended build, it's gonna be much easier than this. It's gonna be much easier with this. So the recommended build with the Archery Great Shield and the Blasphemous Blade, which I told you guys to set up, when they attack you, they bounce off your shield, get stunned. You hit them, you guard counter them, they're staggered, hit them one more time, they're dead. Now with this build, it's got the blood cost, obviously, but it's taking a lot more to kill them, and we're going to really have to, be careful here. Blood loss is nice, getting damage is nice, but you still got to be able to not get hit or be able to take the damage too, and that's where, this is going to be a problem. Being able to stagger them left and right is much more powerful than a bleed, though, in my opinion. Alright. So, now we're almost up to our first side of grace. And if you want to even go Strength Arcane, that Executioner Sword's badass, dude. It's dope. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now that we have actually rested, guys, you'll notice we're able to fast travel again, and now we can actually jump on over to the Round Table Hold. For the rest of this episode, all we're doing is getting set up for the end game. So as you see, Round Table Hold is also on fire. So now that we have finished the mountaintops of the Giants, for this episode, we ran forward to Fair Missoula, got the first side of grace, we're good there. I would like to go over this boss remembrance here at the Round Table Hold, and then go over to the Grand Lift of Road, go on up, and get, the Consecrated Snowfield first map, and just first side of grace there, and then end out. You know what I mean? Just so we have access to everywhere. And we can slowly just wrap up the rest of the game and get ready for the GLC. Make sure we got everything we need. Make sure our prep's good.
What use? I am a fit. Do as you please. Now you.
Now you got work.
You'd force this tired old crone to work, even now.
Yep. Yep. So, don't care for a whip. If you like whips, this does fire damage. It's just a braid of the Giant's hair. I don't think it's cool. I mean, if you like it, everyone's got their own opinions. I'm just saying, for me, no bueno. But Burno Flame raises a series of flame pillars around caster. So if we wanted to, if I really wanted to, and I was like, you know what, I like the Faith Strength, but I don't really care for the Great Shield, right? We could go down to the bare minimum of Arcane for this at 20, and then we'd be able to bring our Faith up to 30, have access to all of our Flame Incantations. So we can do all of our Flame Incantations and still have the Pyromancy build, and still go very, very well with our weapons, because for one, we're doing fire damage on this, so still Pyromancy-like. The Astral Board does fire damage on this, you know what I mean? So that would work out good. Then we'd, we'd get Scaling from Faith and our Arcane. It might not be as high, but still, we could easily go 30 Faith, 20 Arcane, and put the rest in Dex for the rest of the game, and have a very, very competent build. You know what I mean? So it is something to think about, something to look into. And I'm kind of considering it now that we got that, because for one, if I want to go to memorize spell, I could still keep these. But with just 30 in Faith, and that's it. We could be able to use this. We could use this. So we could do, get rid of that puny fireball. We could put on the big fireball. We could put on the spread of fireballs. And we could use Burno Flame, right? And then we would still have access to Swarm of Flies. And we would still have access to Blood Flame Talons. And then, what is it? We got one for Moog we can get. And we can get Malekith's Black Blade that would go with this really well. Because it's Destined Death, so it kind of comes out red, so it's still got like the same, same look for the build. And it's just huge. It's an incantation, but it's this huge, colossal weapon that you just spin around in the air and slam down. It does Destined Death on everybody, so that would go really well with the build right here. But if we bought, one more Memory Stone, we could also get Mogs, and that would be a badass Faith Arcane Dex build. Like, it would be serious, guys. We wouldn't have the strength for a Great Shield. But we could be running around with just a seal and a katana, or seal and our great shield, or seal and our great sword, and still have an option for a shield. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of want with this. So we could do like katana with our seal, or we could do great swords with our shield. You know what I mean? Thought that'd be pretty badass. So I would like to see how many larval tiers I have real quick. I know I'm running low. I've been respecing to show up all these different things for everybody so they can see what they might like. And now because of that, I only have 6. But 6 ain't bad. In fact, if you guys just want to go get a few more, I know we already picked up one from him. But we are also able to go to Folly on the Lake. This one I was saving for emergencies. But I'm going to respec probably 2-3 more times. One, just to dial in my stats, and for the DLC I might switch up. I might stay the same, I don't know. If this build goes like the way I think it's gonna be freaking nuts. Because we're still going to have all the faith we need to cast all of our incantations. You know what I'm saying? And then we're going to have the arcane to use these weapons. I'm not going to pump a bunch of arcane into it, but the arcane to use these weapons. We'll have fire, we'll have bloodloss, we'll have all of our bloodloss incantations, all of our fire incantations for a real pyromancy build. Now this should be the crab. If we're looking for a crab, it's kind of just by itself. They don't do the damage as the ones in the capital, thank God. They should be turning into something else. Yep. So I wasn't going to do this because at the time I just felt like it was more trouble than it was worth. But now in game, you can actually, really use this stuff. You go ahead and get another larval here from him. There you go. So now we have 7. So now if I could respec, we could actually solidify this build. And, still have 6 larval tiers. So I think, plus pretty sure we get one of the Halo trees,
No.
Like this right here, I'm not even changing the build. I'm just solidifying it. Dialing it in, if you will. 25 endurance is enough, so we're able to save on that. Technically, for this build here, all we need in strength is 14. I'm going 15, so maybe we could use... Or we could go bare minimum 14 and then use that intelligence shield instead. You know what I mean? That might be nice. Because I do like that shield. It's just 1 point from here to here. Because all you need is 14 to use both of these weapons with strength. You know what I'm saying? Faith we're going to keep at 30. If we want to keep this build and go to the DLC with this build, which would be awesome. You know what I mean? When we get over there, we'll just bring like this to 55, this to at least 25. Maybe this to 30, and after we do that, then we can start pumping more points down here, But as long as you got 30 with fully upgraded seal, because we're not doing just the incantations, they're going to hit plenty hard. Then we have the Canvas Talisman that boosts them as well. Then we're just keeping 20 for our stat requirements for our arcane weapons.
Martha.
Alright, so now we can use all of our incantations, every single one of them. Man, our build's, really nice, because we're still getting scaling. God, my dogs, I wish they'd shut the hell up. Sorry, guys, hold on, let me mute this. Okay, switch our shield up. Still a medium low with no weight talisman's perfect. Boosting our fire damage, which both weapons get. Getting some health regain. Anytime our bloodlust, we get attack power increase. Anytime we attack successively, we get an attack power increase. So still got survivability. We still have the incantations for survivability. Flame cleanse me, and we have buffs. And we just have a bunch of badass shit we can use. So it's kind of best of both. We kind of just combined the 2 builds there, is what we did. Trade off a little bit of scaling for more options. I think that's fair. Because, you don't have to sit here and be overpowered, guys. Just make sure your shit's always upgraded and you have the, the stats required. Any extra's good, but, you're not supposed to just go through and one-shot everything. It's not how this game goes. In fact, if you're going to play Dark Souls 3 and stuff, when your stats reach the requirement, like, to use them, you only get to like level 80, 85 by the end of the game. So most of that's just base stats and enough of whatever you want to do to use. Like there's a great sword that you need 40 strength. That's about as high as you go, and it's good enough for the game. You know. I think when this came out, because you get so many levels, so many people had it in their head that you know you have to get up to 60, you have to get up to 80. Like it's nice, but you don't have to. I mean, you just don't. You know. So when we get here, though, guys, you just drop off and kill yourself. No. We're gonna change the medallion we're using. But I wanted to get that part, you know, across to people that might think that because they see it so much. But yeah, as long as you're meeting your requirements, your shit's upgraded. You're gonna get good damage. You know what I mean? We're not. I don't know. That's just for our other shit. Like our dex is up there. You know, it's a 53. It's gonna hit at least 60, so that's gonna be good. But you know, it's just with faith. We're not just a faith build. It's just a side weapon for us. You know what I mean? Just something we're gonna throw here and there. So I'm not as worried about it. So now hoist medallion, switch action to hoist secret medallion. Now this is gonna bring us up to the Haley tree, which starts with a catacomb. Now looking at 46 minutes. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the time to do this, but I'm gonna try to. Some pretty good stuff here. Talismans. We get the silver scarab talisman here, which is really nice. Boost item discovery. So when you get to DLC, oh, I like that guy's armor. I like that guy's shield. You know, you have the option to put that talisman on and help you find stuff. That's why when we're going through the game, like we are getting ready and doing this walkthrough, we want every single item we can have at our advantage, right? So when we go through the DLC, no matter what the situation is, we're able to do everything. Like I said, sitting here with a +8 weapon, not fully maxed out. And we're doing just fine, you know, so don't stress it. But you guys probably have different builds and they're probably more dialed into mine. Because I'm doing a walkthrough and we're trying to show shit off, you know. But then you go in, and these guys are going to be a little more hectic than usual. Just wait for them to calm down. Get your guard counter. As long as there's decent shields, you're going to be okay anyway. You're tanking through all that. So even with as crazy as he was getting, we didn't take any damage at all. So there's going to be one more of those guys that's going to drop down on us when we go out for the side of grace. You just out of thin air, it's just going to pop up on you, you know. And we're going to have beastmen just like before in the Forbidden Lands. They are going to have beast claw incantations, they're going to have bleed, they're going to have poison, and they're going to have destined death. So, fun shit. Now, when you start heading up, look down here, you're going to see this little doorway. Just drop straight. Then you can go on in this way, straight back, smack this wall. This is where you're going to get your silver scarab talisman. Like I said, it's going to be all about item discovery. So after we do this, this leads us to the, you know, consecrated snow kills. And we have a choice to make. We could either do all the optional stuff and then do Fair Missoula and, you know, just finish the game as usual, or we could do Fair Missoula first. Now, I would like to do Fair Missoula first for the simple fact that we get the rest of our bell bearings there. So as we find weapons we want to use or we want to try new weapons, we'll be able to buy any stone we want up to Somber 9 or up to Smithing 8s, unlimited amounts. To upgrade everything we want to upgrade, so I think that might be more worth it. You know what I mean? It's only like 2-3 episodes over there, so this is gonna start slanting down. It's fine. This thing actually has decent reach on it as well. One more in the corner. I just like waiting for a guard counter. Doing nothing. Destined death today, sir. Glowport, I checked, there's nothing there. Now from here, you're just gonna walk right back out the door and just walk right off. Now we're almost through this place. Like I said, I wanted to, we already got the side of grace, you know, we took out the fire giant, got the side of grace of Fair Missoula, so that's unlocked to us. So we have access to pretty much everywhere in the game right now. You know, everywhere we've already been, Fair Missoula, Moonlight Altar, mountaintops of the giants. We're about to work through here and get access to concentrated snowfield. So the only place we can't go after this episode is going to be the Hailing Tree if you happen to get the permit to the park. That's the only place, you know? Down in the action capital, which doesn't come yet. Got that attack power up with that bug box, I like it. Okay. And if you haven't been using Mimic, I'd suggest upgrading him for a fight. It's actually really funny. So, there is another Mimic tier fight. What I like to do is upgrade my Mimic and have him fight the other Mimic to see who wins. Now, usually my Mimic loses, because I don't ever max out I don't want my summons doing all the work for me, so I try not to max them all the way out, although for the walkthrough we should. And for the last few in-game bosses having a plus 10 Mimic, you know, it's not as powerful as you think, trust me. That's why I always got kicked out of people, use the summons. Beat the game for you, like you think that using summons like somehow guarantees you a win, and they could not be more wrong. Like seriously, using a summons does not guarantee you shit. Promise you it doesn't. If it does, people wouldn't be doing, you know, having the most powerful weapons in the game, fully upgrade Mimic tier and dying to Millennia 80 times in a row. It does not guarantee anything. It's just a helpful distraction, you know, at the end of the day. I do want to state that. Don't give a shit what no one says. You want to use your summons, use the fuck out, and that's why they put it in the damn game to begin with. You ever play Dark Souls game, look how slow the bosses are. Look how easy they are to beat because they're slow and predictable, and you know what I mean? And then you look at this, these bosses' movesets are crazy. It's because they built it around people using summons. Why do you think the bosses are so much harder, so much more erratic? That's why. You're supposed to be using summons. Hell, Miyazaki uses summons. Oh. So I'm gonna use Mimic. I know Mimic's gonna get his ass whooped, but he's gonna try like hell. No. Oh shit. Not shield. This is not my fight for now. You guys have at it. Get him, Mimic. Get his ass, bro. He's gonna get spanked. I give you all these tools at your disposal. He just fucked him up with that one though. Now this is like a plus 7 Mimic, so. Okay, he's healing himself too. He's got on it shouldn't matter if he doesn't kill Mimic, but it might. Come on, Mimic. Get his bitch ass. Mimic's doing good though. It's like dead on even ass fight right now. About got him, bro. Look, their health has been even like the whole time. Until now. I swear, man, you make me get involved. Son of a bitch. Trying to show off the spell here. That's how you end it. Yeah, this is probably one of the most powerful builds I've ever done, and it's got low stats. It's crazy as fuck. Black Flame Monk aiming. It just shows you guys, you know, stats aren't everything. You know what I mean? I've been trying to get that across the whole walkthrough. I actually put the pressure on myself, and I learned. But if you notice, stats aren't everything. You know, look at this, man. Fucking 20 Arcane, 30 Faith. And then we're fucking shit up with spells. You know what I mean? Dex at 53. Alright, so now we can take the stairs on out. We do need to turn in that death root to Grank and get our ancient dragon smithing stone. However, we still got to exit here and get our side of grace at Consecrated Snowfield. I'm going to try to get the map for up there. I think there's only one map, I want to say. It should be like the last map fragment for the entirety of the game. Also leads you get a Spell Drake Talisman +2. I want to try to stack up all my ancient dragon sombers and my regular ones for the DLC. I'm probably not even going to use many of them. I might just use one more ancient dragon somber. Maybe just keep both weapons at +9. That's plenty to beat the game with, guys. To be honest, more damage is good, but it's not. It's not necessary. Now, when you get here, I told you guys we would not be able to see a fucking thing. And there is stuff like right where we're at, but right now we're just gonna kind of follow these lights on down. Now there are big drops if you line this up wrong. There's about to be an Albineric riding a freaking wolf. Now everything up here is gonna be worth a boat ton of runes, and I mean it, guys. I'm talking about a lot of runes, Like look at these little bum guys, 900 or 800, it's crazy. Kill a wolf, you get like 1,500 runes. Oh, that's a silhouette. Alright, where's our map? Okay, so we gotta stay on the main road. And that's the thing, it's so hard to line up the main road, guys. So there's Alvin there, it's very dangerous. Damage output on enemies up here is absolutely absurd. Got 5,000. You know what I mean? By the time you get through here, you're gonna have so many levels coming through here. It's crazy. We just been bullshitting. Just got up to 100,000. So we're gonna stay on the main road. But yes, you are on top of a mountain, and there's literally drops everywhere. So this first part really sucks. That's a spectral dragonkin soldier you just heard over there rising. Oh shit. Yep. Wait, no, that ain't getting us killed. I thought it was another drop. And that's what's so hard about navigating this place. Oh my god, you guys should see me taking notes for this. Because I redid my notes for this one. After the other walkthrough, I had to redo it. I redid my notes for this. Because I was like, man, we could have done this shit better. It's just so hard to navigate it, guys. It's so hard to just do a good job here. And I'm sure even now, I'm gonna, probably miss some consumables or something stupid, but it ain't gonna be nothing important. I know where all the armor, talismans, weapons, secrets, all that is, but it's a good chance we're gonna miss some consumables or something stupid. Of course, look at this fucking place. But yeah, so I went and redid all my notes for it just because I was like, you could always do better, Hopefully everything will go smooth. Now, going up here, all we did was go straight the whole time. And it looks like a zigzag, but if you just pull up your map, like, I know you don't have it yet, but you can still see that main road. And just keep kind of following that, and it'll lead you dead on into that map. Okay? Now let's go and get this side of grace so we have it. Let me rest. Look at that, even that after 4, these things are eating that shit up. Damn. That's what you get. Alright, well now we're here. Let's go ahead and rest and close out. Because next episode, we're going to start Fair Missoula. But I feel like we haven't got like a really unique, cool strength weapon for strength boys in a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right to the start of this place next episode, and we're going to go right over here. There's some gravestones, an enemy we can kill, but we can get like a great hammer that has rot buildup. Yeah, that's right. And right where we are right now, we could run right over here and get a great axe with rot buildup. So just, like I said, I'm trying to look out for every class. This covers everybody, right? So we're going to look out for everybody and just keep trying to see the coolest shit we can moving forward. But either way, we're going to close out here at Ordina, and we'll be back next episode to head on into the Fair Missoula and start working towards the end game.